Welcome to the Whitetail Obsession Podcast with Dave Richmond and co-host Chris Worthing, where we talk and teach everything deer and turkey hunting related. Follow along as we help teach you tips and techniques about hunting, food plots, and habitat management strategies that everyone can use.
Start us up.
Start us up. Episode 80. It's episode 80. And I've been waiting on Dave for 4 days to record this.
80, like your age.
He's been eating donuts somewhere in West Virginia.
No, I've been eating good burgers, chicken. I even had beef bacon.
Beef bacon.
Yeah, that was really good.
He's down there eating.
That was
At
my
an
first time.
Airbnb, relaxing while I'm at work sweating.
Yep, I was working too. I was hiking, and I am full of chiggers everywhere. My legs are tore up.
He's got chiggers.
Yep. So what are we talking about today?
Oh, that sweet beef bacon.
Beef bacon, man. That was so good.
They was after it.
I was grilling it up. Beef bacon. Good. I went to this. It was a local produce farmers market thing, and I bought this big box of fresh peaches and blueberries, and they had beef bacon. So I took it home and cooked it up. It was good.
Different.
Yeah, had it for lunch one day. Pretty good.
BLT.
Yeah, BLT.
So today.
Yeah, Saturday.
Viewer question.
We do have a viewer question.
They want to know what's the best fall food plot blend to plant.
Well, how do you choose a fall food plot blend with all the options?
You go like this.
Yep. Cover your eyes.
Cover your eyes.
And you hold the dial thing on the game twister, and you flick the needle. Flick the needle. And you have blends listed, and wherever it lands, that's what you choose.
Well, anymore, you could probably do that.
Well, I think it's a good topic because a lot of people plant stuff that they shouldn't be planting on their scenario. Plots too small, too big. I mean, there's different blends and varieties for different scenarios. Early season, late season. I mean, pick your poison. Where do you want to hunt? You know.
Mm-hmm.
So
I just seen a guy ask. I think it was on one of your posts actually. It was one of those domain posts about the new oats. Someone wrote, "Well, we're entering into July. Is it too late to plant those oats?" Well, no, it's not.
It's too early.
No, it's not too early. Too late to plant those oats.
I don't think that was on my post. I didn't see it.
And maybe it was on one of the domain oat posts.
You're way too early for oats.
Yeah. I mean,
for a plot.
For a plot, yeah. I mean, you can plant them now.
You could, yeah.
I mean,
they could burn out too quick.
Well, that and first frost, they'll be dead anyhow. So, I mean, it's all on the timing. And I mean, that's what a lot with all these choices are. It's about timing and if it's right for your property. And I mean, let's get into it.
Well, I got a list of scenarios. What to plant, when to plant. Well, not a list, but
I don't have a list.
It's in my head, and the reason it's in my head is because when I was
you're trying to choose one.
No, when I was at my Airbnb, it was on 8. It was a cabin on 8 acres, and I joined the YouTube train again, and I made a ton of YouTube videos that I'll be posting over the next few days. And this was
from the Airbnb.
From the Airbnb, and this is one of my topics was how to choose a blend. So you want me to go first?
So he's got a list.
I don't have a list. It's in my head.
You got a list.
No.
Spill it.
Well, if you keep quiet for a second, I'll finish.
Spill the beans.
Hush. So this is an LED strip, by the way.
Nice.
So it gets mixed up with people planting because they don't plant things appropriate for their situation. When does your hunting season start? Is it start in September or does it start in October? when do you plan on hunting over your food plot? Is it early season or late season? When do you need to attract your deer? Some I see some situations where, okay, well, maybe some people only like hunting early season, so they plant something to attract early season, or maybe they need to plant something for late winter because that's where they need their resources at for food wise is late season. And maybe they don't hunt early season because it's too hot or whatever the reason is, and they just want that attraction there for December, January. And I look at it this way. I look at it as how many deer are in your area, that you're the planter, the person, that has the property is going to know best. He lives in the area. So you need to consider how many deer you have and is there anybody else planting within your area? You know the hunters, your neighbors and things. So are you in a big woods type situation where if you plant something, you're going to attract a million deer? Or are you in a ag situation where it could be a little bit tougher? Something I deal with now in ag where the new lease is. So there's a lot of factors in it. So I break it down pretty easy. If you are in a big woods area, the old farm, for instance, with nobody else planting, there's no ag. In that type of scenario, you're going to attract a lot of deer. You're going to have the only quality food, so you're going to attract a lot of deer. In that scenario, if your plot is really small, I'd say half acre or less, you probably want to plant more on the grain side of things, wheat, oats, and rye, something like that, because they're going to be able to handle the browse pressure. If your plot is larger than a half acre, you can jump into the ice cream crop of brassicas in a big wood setting. The brassicas would probably be able to handle all the browse pressure. Even then, you may mix in a little bit of wheat or something like that to help out. Um, and then people are going to ask, well, we plant domain, so what blend did we plant from domain? Smaller plot, plant no BS. It's got your grains in there. It's got some brassicas, some clover and things that'll handle the browse pressure. You could plant Hall Pass. Hall Pass has wheat and oats in it and some brassicas as well. Um, Actually, I don't think that one has brassicas in it. It could, maybe, but those would be good blends for that. They would handle the browse pressure. If you're into that half acre or more, plant Showstopper. This year, you're planting Wingman too, right?
Wingman.
Yeah, so we're testing Wingman this year. We have not planted it, but we're going to plant that this year. That could be an option. Showstopper, Sugar Mom. There's so many options. Um, because what you don't want to happen is you have a little tiny backwoods plot, less than a quarter acre, and you try to plant this thing with brassicas, and then all of a sudden you attract all these deer and they wipe you out, and the brassicas are lip high off the ground. You got no food, so you have to plant appropriately to your situation. If you are in an ag situation, there's tons of food out there for the deer to eat. So no matter what you plant, you're going to have a little bit tougher time attracting them because the deer are more spaced out. And you might see a deer here, deer there come into your plot, and you're probably not going to have 15 to 20 deer in your plot at one time because they're all spaced out. There's ag all around. In that situation, you could probably get away in that smaller plot. You could probably get away with some brassicas because they're not going to wipe you out. There's so much food. Myself this year on the farm, I'm testing oats. We just talked about it before we went live here, but Domain has oats now. So I'm planting Wingman, and then I'm going to put oats in it. So I'm going to test that this year. Yeah, I've had good luck with oats in the past. Not the oats me and you bought that one time. They were terrible.
Farm oats.
Farm oats or whatever they are. I've had luck with buck forage oats. They seem to be very attractive, but I'm going to test out the domain blend this year. I picked them up. Actually, funny, when I was in West Virginia, I saw Tractor Supply, so I stopped in there, and they actually had them. My Tractor Supply local to me does not have them yet. I don't know if they're getting them. I don't know, but they're not there. So I'm going to be planting the oats mixed in with the wingman, and then in the spring, late winter, I'll go ahead and frost seed that again with maybe comeback kid or hot chick for turkey season to have have the clover and stuff in there for turkeys. Um, but yeah, so if you have a low light situation, there's a lot of people planting, in the woods and all this stuff where low light conditions, you should probably focus on more grains. Um, or do you just have a large food plot, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 acre plot where you're in a warmer climate, say further down south, and you just want this huge destination plot? Well, in that case, turn that thing into a perennial clover plot. Feed the deer in that large area. Up north, if you have that large food plot situation, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 acres, whatever it is, plant soybeans. Plant soybeans and in the summer and have the pods for late winter. So there's a lot of options, but you just have to plant appropriately to your situation. That's all I
You
got.
done now?
I'm done.
Long-winded.
Well, true information.
Now, here comes my situation.
What do you got?
I don't have ag in the area,
Hmm.
and I've got one of the only green fields around.
Yes, you
So
do.
I plant mainly clover, and I just save a portion. It's less than a half acre that I like to put test strips in, or whatever is new from Domain that year. I like to put in front of my tree stand, and mainly if I'm not testing something out, I rely on just picking a blend that I know is gonna, and I always say this, is gonna feed 365, because I don't like tearing something up every year and redoing it. So if I can put something in that's going to still be there in the spring, and then I could just frost seed into it or add to it later, that's what I like to do. So my situation's a lot different than others, I guess. That's how I will pick fall plots. I mean, it's as easy as that. I don't have a big explanation. I don't have to be long winded about it. That's how I choose it.
Well, that doesn't
Um,
really help others.
well,
People you got to give information to help them.
there is no information for me. No information.
Well, you suck.
Yeah, they have to ask for that information.
All right.
Can't give it out for free.
$25.
$25 a question. No, I mean that's in all seriousness. I have everything converted over to clover now
Well,
because I have a large destination area, and I have a large uh, population of deer to feed. So I have to have enough to go around. And between all the clover, the fall plot, and then the field that is there, when I mow it off before season starts and let it start to grow back, there's all that natural forbs that come back, and there's clover underneath. There's Timothy, and there's stuff that's grazable there from all the years of the farming that was there in that area. And so, guys are so worried about making picture perfect plots. I mean, if they would just go out and mow some of that high garbage down and let the good seed bank come back and flush, they would have perfect habitat for deer. Um, that's a lot of what I do here. I do a lot of mowing, and that keeps things low and tender. And the deer love that. They need that. Especially when you come into fall, and if your plot is failing, here's your informational part. If your plot is lip high and failing, and you have an area that you're going to mow off to the side, and also if there's not a lot of browse in the area, or there is, even if there is a lot of browse, when they eat all that brown twiggy dry stemmy stuff, they need something green to go lay down and digest and bring up and rechew their cud. And if you have something off to the side that's mowed like that, and you have all that fresh, flush, green lush coming back, they're going to be hitting that hard. So there's your informational portion. They need that green stuff. There's all their, I'm not going to say all, but a lot of their moisture content is from that green stuff that helps them digest. So that one was free. All other questions are $25 though.
$25.
Yeah.
Expensive.
Yeah. Well, I've been at it a long time, all this experience.
I raise the prices up.
Inflation. Well, you
Yeah.
seen Biden's got the inflation high.
Yeah. He
we
does.
shouldn't go into that.
Yeah, because you're going to get me going down a rabbit hole here.
All the political stuff that happened the other night.
You like my hat?
Is that the unvaxxed one or vaxxed to
Yeah.
unvaxxed? Yeah. You
Can you see it?
I could see the word unvaxxed. Yeah.
No, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my TikTok hat.
TikTok hat. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like Dave was saying, though, it has to be specific to your area. I told you the specifics to my area. Now, what's good for me might not be good for you. So
Well, that's what I was getting at. You're giving your scenario, and
yeah,
somebody might go after that and then fail because that's not for everybody.
yeah. Well, that's why I explained what the whole situation was. Now, if that doesn't cookie cutter fit you, you need to customize it to yourself. If you have, like Dave said, if you have ag in the area or you have other people with plots around you or whatever, you need to see what they're planting. Maybe plant something different. That variety may bring them in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
They might stray away while that one's not mature. Yours might be mature, and they might want that. So, yeah, you need to do a little homework and figure out what you're going to want to plant.
Mm-hmm. One
So,
thing I do when I go to a client's property is we always drive the neighborhood.
mhm,
We drive around and we just look. We drive around the property and just look around. And sometimes they'll have not aerial video that they'll show me too. So when I get there, they're always excited. So we sit there and look in their computer. And they'll have like a drone or something that they fly over, and it all helps. Now all the little details you can get
yeah,
will help. And it's not. I mean, it sounds complicated, but it's really not. You just have to make sure you plant appropriately. Is the plant that you're planting going to be able to handle the browse pressure? Because if you run out of food, then they just go someplace else.
yeah,
And that may not, maybe you just want that first couple months of attraction, and then after
mm,
that you don't care. So you
yeah,
have to plant fit, appropriate to your goals.
mhm.
What is your goal? What plant species is going to get me there?
Yeah. I have too many moths to feed, so I have to make sure there's enough around. But
Yeah.
of course, I go for the big leafy stuff myself. I don't necessarily worry about the bulbs. I like the big leafy tops because
Hmm.
I'm more of an early season hunter.
Yeah, me
So
too.
there's that that early season, the element of surprise. They're still kind of in their summer patterns of eating, and I just love that big leafy stuff, and so do they. So do they. So
Well, in your situation, if say over that spot there
hmm
that you only had a quarter acre, you
right.
probably wouldn't want to plant that with straight brassicas. They'd
No.
wipe you out.
Yeah.
You need
Yeah.
other stuff.
Yes. Yep.
So that's
Yep.
why I
So
was
if
given.
if I only had a quarter acre, of course I would mix something else up with it. Of course I would have clover mixed with it and some grain.
Hmm.
And I like winter wheat over rye. Everybody's so crazy over rye. I don't understand why, because winter wheat is just so much sweeter to the deer's palate.
Yeah, I
I
like
don't know.
wheat, and I mean I do like oats. I'm excited to try oats this year. I mean
Hmm.
they're a good early season attraction. Um, and they'll winter out, but then they'll come back in the spring. But man, that year I planted buck forage oats at the old farm.
Hmm.
It was probably about a half acre. Man, they tore it up.
I
You
was
know,
gonna say, yeah, it doesn't last long here. They just keep it mowed like grass.
yeah, I mean they'll hit it. I
Hmm.
would say that one oats is probably your preferred out of the three. Wheat, oats, rye. But they don't winter over very well.
Mm.
They'll go away. So, um, but they do for that early season, September, October, and even parts of early November. They're very attractive, and maybe that's a good fit for you. I mean, um, I the oats from Domain is only at Tractor Supply. You can't get it from their website. I guess it's some deal they had together, but we'll see what they do. I'll see how they grow and see how attractive they are. See how they do in ag country.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people posting that they're buying them. They're finding them and
Yeah,
they're buying them.
yeah, they're buying a crap out of them.
We'll see. Like you
And
said,
it's a forage oat, so we'll see.
I mean, I'm sure they did their homework. I mean, before they made this launch,
Hmm.
I'm sure they're going to be easy growing and you know
Yep.
comparable to other
Uh,
forage oats.
Yeah, we'll see what they do.
I don't know if they're trying to compete with buck forage or what. I have no idea. But
Well, it's something that they didn't have.
yeah,
They didn't
well,
have an oat.
that's one thing about Domain. They're trying to fill a bunch of gaps,
Hmm.
and
Um,
there's some
you
little
plant,
something for everything.
yeah, you plant no BS. Doesn't no BS have oats?
Yep.
It does have oats. Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So now they specifically have 50, I think they're 50-pound bags. I just bought two of them. I think they're
Hold
they're
on.
either 40 or 50.
Hold on. Now you got me second guessing. Is it oats or winter wheat?
I think it's oats. Pretty sure it's oats. Yes, it's oats.
It's got to be
100%.
oats.
100%
Got to
oats. Yeah.
got to be oat.
Yep. I don't want to tell somebody something wrong.
Yeah. Now it got me guessing. Hold on.
Well, keep talking. I'll look real quick.
I was gonna say I can look it up if you
I
can.
got it. I got it right here.
Yeah, check it out. Pretty sure it's oat. It's
Right
oat,
here.
turnip, clover, chicory.
So, any scenario where somebody needs a blend like that we talked, small area, browse tolerant. I'm looking here. Hold on.
I'm pretty sure it's oat. Because
Right here. I got it.
if it was winter wheat, it would have came back,
I
and
got it.
I didn't have any wheat growing back. But the clover and chicory came back strong, especially the clover.
Okay, so it has oats, clover, forage rape, radish, and chicory.
Yeah, right. I forgot the rape. Yeah.
So that would be
Hmm.
a high browse tolerant mix. It's basically their uh, throw and grow mix, but it's not a throw and grow.
I
Basically,
love it. I love
yeah.
it. I
I
plant it
planted
every
it.
year somewhere.
Yeah, I planted it one time. Oh, you know where I planted it at? That logging road at the old farm, the one I
Mm-hmm.
cleared out with the skid steer. I
Mm-hmm.
planted that with and that pH in that was like 5.0. And
Mm-hmm.
it's not ideal, but I was adding lime. But it did well. So,
Well, it's I I shoot all my does ever since we started using Domain. I've shot almost every doe in the last 4 years in no BS plot.
mhm.
They just they just come into it head down, and they really don't even raise their head up just to look around and put their head back down to feed.
Are you
They're totally oblivious to bow hunters when they're head down
are
in that no BS.
are you paying attention to what they're eating, or is it just everything? Are they picking and choosing in that blend, or is it everything?
They just head down and they just take
Whatever they
mow.
get.
Yeah, they mow it all off. I mean, they don't seem specific on it. I think they take the rape and the radish tops first, though.
Hmm.
You know, and then they come back for any oat or clover, and it's pretty fast establishing, and I mean it grows like crazy. It's good stuff. I mean,
Hmm.
it's I mean it's just a good thing. Like I said, I've shot numerous doe over it. And 2 years ago, I shot a buck out of an OBS plot. I mean, it's attractable, it really
Mm-hmm.
is.
Yep.
I put that buffer strip along the edge of the woods before the plots start, and most of the times the deer don't even get to the plots. They feed back and forth, just walk that strip past me, up and down, just grazing that strip. And then when they get bored, they go out into the clover plots or out into the whatever brassica I have out there planted.
Wingman this year.
Wingman this year, it has kohlrabi.
Yeah.
I'm
We'll
anxious to
see.
see if they like the kohlrabi.
Yeah, we'll see. But that to wrap this up, just like kind of Chris gave his scenario, specifically to him, and it could be somebody else's situation as well. But in my situation, thousands of acres of ag, smaller patches of woods
Hmm.
in western PA. I'm planting 3/4 of an acre, and it's going to be wingman, which is kohlrabi and some brassicas, and I'm mixing in those oats. That's my situation. If that fits you, huge ag, maybe something to consider.
And
And
kohlrabi's different.
I've never,
Hopefully, it's
I've,
a game changer. I don't know.
I've never even heard of it. To be honest
No?
with you,
Well, we usually plant it
until
in
now.
our garden, and I
That's what you
usually
were
pick.
saying,
Yeah, I usually pick them and eat them.
right? But it's a above ground.
It
Uh, the bulb
yes,
grows above ground.
yes. The only thing that's below ground is the root.
Yeah, I've never heard of it.
Yeah, it's on top, and I mean they'll get as big as softballs if grown. If they're not overseeded or something.
Well,
But
I was talking to Mike. He planted it last year on one of his farms, and I was
mhm,
talking to him. He's planting it again this year.
okay, so he must have liked
So
it.
he obviously they test them, but before they
Yeah.
sell them. But he planted it last year. He said they annihilated it, and it made him so excited. He's planting it again this year.
Well, the
So
the tops come up and they kind of look almost like cabbage leaves or something. I mean, they got
they're like purple.
a big leaf that falls over. And
Hmm.
but the moths and stuff seem to chew them up here. The leaf. I'm anxious to see what it does because I have a lot of bug activity in the field.
How many?
And
How large of an area are you planting of the wingman?
it's not a half acre, but it's over a quarter. So it's
Okay,
between it's
so you're just using
between
one jug.
yeah, I'm just gonna need one jug. Yeah.
Yeah, I got 3/4 of an acre, but I only have 2 jugs, and they're good for a quarter acre each, but I'm
Okay.
mixing in those oats.
Yeah,
So,
I'm gonna mix in actually I'm gonna mix in hot chick with it
mm, yep, I
so
have
that
that too.
there's something there in the spring and it's not so weedy.
Mhm.
And if it is real weedy, come next summer I can spray it with IMOX then.
Yep.
So but
Cool.
yeah, but the IMOX is taking hold now. I sprayed that it's been 2 weeks now and things turned brown and I mowed the clover all up and now I'm getting ready to spray the secret sauce. See how that works.
Mhm.
It's a mix of sulfur and nitrogen.
Mhm.
So let everybody know how that works out.
Sounds good.
So,
Well, I gotta go gear up for tomorrow. I'm going out to another public land and putting out 6 trail cameras for the year.
mm,
I
okay.
got those lithium batteries, I
Yeah.
turned you on to there.
Hmm.
I can't remember the name of them.
Ninmax, I think.
That might be right, yeah.
Something like that. And
But I
Ninmax,
got
Ninmax.
Yeah, so I'm going tomorrow and get that done. I done sprayed all my clothes with Promethean and socks, boots, shirt,
Trigger,
pants.
trigger
Yeah,
control.
last last year I went there around this time, put cameras out, and y- I was ate alive by
Mm,
chiggers. Ate alive.
I'm glad I
So
don't have them here because they don't sound
it
fun.
it's a nightmare. So this time I'm prepared. I sprayed my backpack, my socks, my boots, my pants, my shirt. I have a long sleeve shirt. I sprayed my hat. I'm gonna tuck my shirt into my pants, I got everything sprayed. Plus, I have another uh, thing made by Sawyer's, another spray made by Sawyer's that is, well, they say it's skin safe because the
Mm,
Promethean you can't spray on your
yeah.
skin. But this one is kind of like on the go. spray that you can spray it on your, clothes for an extra, I guess, boost or something, protection. So we'll try it tomorrow, and then as soon as I come home, I'm gonna scrub down, and hopefully I'm safe. If not, I'm gonna kill you.
If not, they'll mandate you to work 16 hours and you won't go.
Yes.
Then you'll have to quit.
Well, maybe soon. All right, podcast 80. Time's up.
80, like your age.
Yep. Time passed.
Time's up. 30 minutes.
Time's up. 30
Done.
minutes.
See
Done.
y'all.
Finished. Cookie time. Later.
Bye.
Beef bacon.